Hello everybody and welcome to my Team Fortress 2 C-tapping tutorial, otherwise known as crouch tapping. And crouch tapping is a very important skill for soldiers who are looking to get the maximum amount of distance, the maximum amount of velocity out of their rocket jumps. Now what is C-tapping? C-tapping is when you trick the game into thinking that you're crouching and walking at full speed, and that gets you the maximum distance possible. Typically when you rocket jump, you crouch, you jump, and you shoot all at the same time, and you get pretty far. But to get a little bit of extra distance, if you trick the game into thinking that you're crouching while walking at full speed, you will get just a little bit more speed out of that jump. So without further ado, I'm going to hop into the game and show you how to C-tap. Alright, so what you're going to want to do to practice this is, now that you're in the game, you create a server and go to CP Granary. And when you're C-tapping, it's difficult to learn at first. I'm not gonna lie, it took me 5 hours to get to my very first C-tap. So basically I was just in a server practicing by myself and talking to my buddies, watching TV, and just mashing my keyboard over and over again until I figured out how to make it work. And you're not gonna get it the first time, but it took me a really long time to figure this out. Probably because there weren't that many resources on the internet in terms of learning how to C-tap, and so I'm hoping that this guide that I create for you will make things clear. So what you're going to do first is start with SV cheats 1 and then hurtme negative, and I just do like 3,000-ish, so give yourself a lot of health. I do that because I use the original, so I'm using the original and the gunboats, and there's no rocket jumper. You could use a rocket jumper if you want, but the rocket jumper, the rocket comes out of the right side if you use it of your screen, and I use the original, which comes out of the middle of my screen. And they basically do the same thing, but they operate a little differently. So hurt me, and then you're gonna do CL_show pos 1, and you can see in the top right of my screen, it shows me my position on the map. I think that's angular velocity or something. I don't really know what it is. And velocity. So velocity is the number you're looking at. And you can see that the soldier at default speed moves at 240 hammer units per second. We'll just call it 240 per second. So when you crouch, you slow down to 80 units per second. So the trick is I'm just holding W right now as I'm walking around. The trick is you got to trick the game into thinking that you're walking at full speed all the time, even when you're crouching, okay? And so you get all the benefits of crouching and keeping basically putting the rocket closer to the ground. But you also get all the benefits of walking at full speed, and that velocity translates into your rocket jump. Now, I have to note that before you start the C-tapping tutorial, if you rocket jump off of a wall, you rocket jump at full speed, so you don't need to do a C-tap there because you're already as close to the wall as you possibly can be before you start the rocket jump. So you don't need to C-tap off of walls. What you do need to do is C-tap off of the ground. So basically what you want to do is you want to get into a rhythm, and my crouch button is bound to shift, but you want to walk around the map, and this is just the warm-up, you know? Just walk around the map and you're crouching, and you want to trick the game into thinking that you're walking at full speed, you're crouching. See how I'm crouching here? I'm getting pretty low to the ground. If you get too low to the ground, you're going to stop moving, and you're going to drop your velocity. You want to keep that velocity. I'm just staring at the top right of my screen. Keep it at 240. You're just staring in there, keeping it at 240, and you want to get your crosshair about halfway down the screen. I mean, if it's at the bottom here, halfway here, and this is the top, you want to get halfway in between that amount, between here and here. Halfway is good. So you basically want to try and get it as long as you can and just test it, you know, just keep practicing. You want to get this crouching motion to be as consistent as possible. Now once you've done that, you're going to crouch, and then you're going to let go of crouch and jump, and shoot at the same time. So you're going to let go of crouch, jump and shoot at the same time, and then I like to re-crouch again while I'm in midair. Now it looks something like this. It looks like a normal rocket jump, but it's not a normal rocket jump. It's a C-tap, and you get a little bit of extra distance. So there's varying degrees of C-tapping that you can get. You don't always get the perfect C-tap. It's very, very difficult to get the perfect C-tap. It's based on your ping and, you know, your connection to the server, etc., etc. The perfect C-tap is when you're at the most crouched as possible while going full speed, and the timing on the shooting of your rocket and the jumping is pretty critical. But there's a couple ways you can measure your C-tapping. So if I were to do just a normal crouch, jump, and shooting all at the same time, I'm going to try and get from here to there. It looks like this. And you can see I'm just not able to make it all the way across. So I'm here on this platform, I try and get to that one. I'm just not able to make it all across without C-tapping. And if you do a perfect C-tap, not perfect, but maybe close enough. I knew I'd mess it up for the video. Hold on. No. And truth be told, okay guys, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't C-tap perfectly. I get it realistically like 2 out of every 10 tries. Oh, how embarrassing. You're gonna be seeing this in the blooper reel. How embarrassing. And that's the danger, of course, is when you hold crouch for too long, you just don't, damn it boys, you don't go anywhere. Alright, one more try, here we go. Alright, cut to the actual clip of me actually doing it. Yeah, first try, we did it. So that's what it looks like. You should be able to get from this platform to that platform in one go. You can also do it from this platform to that platform here. Oh, barely made it. Okay, so yeah, that's just a couple ways you can measure the C-tap. You know, going from this to that one to this one, and then again from this one over there. And if you can do that, you're doing a C-tap correctly. I typically use it just, you know, making distances like this, but part of the trickiest thing about the C-tapping for these two jumps is just the angle of the rocket. Making sure the rocket's at the correct angle. You might do the C-tap perfectly, but you might get too much height. You might go too low. So it's just practice, just repetition. Just sit in a server doing this over and over again until you get it right. Let me show you another example. Change level CP Badlands. Okay, I wanted to show you another example on a different map of a way to measure the C-tapping distance perfectly. And again, you don't have to do a perfect C-tap every time. You can see I already tried this a couple times, but you need to get from the gray bridge over the top of that metal thing. If you jump, crouch, and shoot all at the same time, you'll make it most of the way there, but you won't make it all the way over the top. If you C-tap perfectly, you should be able to make it over the top of that thing. Nope. Close. And that's the annoying part of it, is just practicing it and getting the timing just right. Because, gosh darn it, if you don't get it right, it looks miserable, and it is miserable. And yeah, we did it. All right. Well, there you go. A 1 in 7, 1 in 6 chance of me actually getting it when I'm doing it straight down like this. Another one is from here to over the top of the metal thing. Again, if you do a normal jump, you should only make it, you know, most of the way there. If you do a C-tap, almost so close. Oh, close enough. All right, we'll call it there. So just practice. Practice makes perfect. It's gonna be difficult, but if you can build the muscle memory to get the tapping and the jumping down at the same time, you know, I'm not a soldier main. I don't do this on a daily basis, but I do this on a daily basis. I do these jumps. This kind of distance I do on a daily basis, and on a normal jump, just doesn't get you that far. You know, you can get that much extra distance if you do a good C-tap. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you can notice from the cuts, you know, I messed up a lot. Part of it is my keyboard. I like to hold it at like an angle. So if it's in my lap, if you imagine it like this way, I actually like it at this angle, and that way I can get my pinky like this rather than trying to get it sideways like this is harder for me getting it on crouch. So I like to do it like this. And when I have a keyboard on my lap, it's tougher to do it, but you can do it like this. So the timing of it looks like I kind of do it like that. That probably didn't help you at all, but it's I tap, jump, and then tap again because I like to crouch when I'm in midair. And just getting that timing down, that's how I do it. If I were you, make your own server, turn on cheats, give yourself infinite health, and just start grinding. It's The first time is the hardest time, but once you get it down, once you get that feeling for it, you just feel the extra velocity from it, and then from then just try and repeat it. Try and say, okay, I'm going to do it 2 times in a row. Okay, I'm going to do it 3 times in a row. Okay, I'm going to do it 10 times in a row, right? And if you can incorporate this into your gameplay, it'll make you a better player. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow me on social media, and I'll see you next time. Peace.